Hi guys, Mama Mita here, and today I have a video for you guys about how to save money on your beauty that you're doing for yourself. Like if you're cutting your hair, or you're doing your eyebrows and face wax. So I'm going to be telling you that kind of how I do things. For me, I've been doing it for many years, been doing it since the 70s, the waxing. And the hair, trimming my own hair and stuff, I've been doing it pretty much since 1989, about the early 90s. But I found that it's not really hard. I mean, for trimming hair, you just basically watch the videos and follow along what they do. I've had very long hair before and very short hair before. And so the longer hair, I find it a lot easier. It's the shorter hair that's a little bit more of a challenge, but it still can be done, and you save yourself some money. You know, going to the hair salon can cost you anywhere from, well, great clips usually runs you about 20 bucks. Of course, now with things going up higher now, it's maybe a little bit more money. But if you go into the salons and stuff, they can run as much as $40, $50. It's according to what salon you walk into and stuff, and what all's involved, how much you want done to your hair and stuff. So anyway, but this is a great opportunity for you guys to save some money. You can do start practicing with your children's hair, and you go from there and just cut a little bit at a time until you get the confidence you need, and then you can go a little bit more different in the style. I mean, to do children's bangs, you know, just straight across, it's really pretty easy. But then once, if you want to do texturing, stuff like that, then you need to watch the videos on the internet and learn more of the techniques of how to do that and get your confidence. But the children's is the best because in 3 weeks it grows back and it's ready again. Same thing with little boys. You get yourself a set of clippers and you watch the video, and and if you're kind of scared, then you can start with the larger clip and then work your way up until you get the confidence you need. And so you can start by sectioning off, you know, like if the hair is really long on the top, or if your son maybe wants his hair to be like shoulder length, then you can divide the hair up. And on the videos, it shows you how to divide the hair up. And then you would start here, and then you could pull it down and make it even if you want it just straight like that with the girls. It's just really not hard at all. It's just a matter of you doing it, watching the videos, and following what they do. And believe me, you'll do a great job. And if it doesn't come out right, you know, in 3 weeks, it's back long again. Okay, so let me get my stuff ready to show you how I cut my bangs. Okay, so I have wet my hair now, and once I wet my hair, I like to do it with my hair wet because I'm just used to that. For me, when I do it when my hair is dry, well, yes, I can get more of like where exactly I want, how the length I want it to be for a beginner, okay? But now that I'm got my confidence up and I'm okay with that, I'm fine with getting it wet. I just remember that I want to make sure that I keep it a little longer. So in other words, what I'm trying to say, boy, this is kind of hard to do because I don't have my glasses on, my reading glasses. Okay, anyway, so you see, I like my bangs to hit about here, okay? All right, so if I want my bangs to hit about here, then at that point, I would cut my bangs. I would cut my bangs a little bit lower than that, okay?
Okay.
Because once the hair dries, then it shrinks up, okay? And then you're going to get the true length of it. So you want to be careful. Don't go in there and do this where you cut them up here, because I guarantee you if you do that and you cut your hair here, like here, and it dries, it's going to be up to here. We don't want to look dumb and dumber. I've had a few experiences with that many years ago. So you just want to make like, okay, so at this point, what I would do, I would bring these down. You know, I might have to put my glass on because I can't see with the flip here with this stuff. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so now, all right, let me go back here now. Here. Okay, so when I'm closer at the mirror, then I can see more what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm going to cut this, I'm going to bring it down like that. And I'm going to cut like right here. And that's going to mean if I cut that much off, then once it shrinks, it's just going to come up about that much. And that's okay for me because my hair grows really super fast, like super fast. It just drives me crazy. That's why I'm constantly in here trimming. I even travel with little baby scissors. I did my hair. Uh-oh, must have dropped them in the cosmetic bag. But I travel with a little tiny comb like this and a little tiny little scissors, and I just, you know, snip what I need to snip. Like, meaning that if this is kind of like going down like this, well, then I just go up here and snip one here and then snip one here. You know, I even might, if I want a little textured bangs, I might go like this. I might hold them and then, you know, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not going to be that bad. I mean, like in 3 weeks, it'll grow back out. Just keep it. Don't go in there like, oh, I'm going to cut this off. Now, you see how that is like that? Okay, I'm wanting my hair to grow out, so I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to touch it. I am just doing my bangs today because I'm going more for just the bangs. So that, let me do that. Let me see if I can get this to go up without falling in the toilet. Oh my gosh. Some of the silly things that I do in here. Okay, now I'm going to try to adjust the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, hopefully I don't drop that. Okay. So, I usually like to start by pulling my hair back like that, okay? And then I part it. You could use a comb. A comb actually is what you're really supposed to do, but I can't seem to find a comb around here, so it's like we're going to get this done today. Okay, so now that's the way I want it. Now I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to try to use this mirror here so I can get a little closer. All right. And okay, all right, so I don't have it all the way straight. I gotta make sure it's all the way down. And you want to make sure you comb it all the way down. Otherwise, you're gonna have to go back and repeat trimming it. Now, I'm gonna, if I can get that okay. All right, now. I don't have to worry about cutting my eyelashes because I don't have much eyelash. Okay, don't laugh, Nita, don't laugh. This is not the time. It's just so tight in here in this bath. It's so small. Okay, so that's not going to be exactly perfect because it's so tight for me and I got the camera and I don't want to drop the camera. So, that's all I do. I just do a little bit. Now, that'll last me 3 weeks. And then what I would do is I would come down like this away. Same thing like that. And I would have the kind of the rounded thing. And then, but in this case, and you see I pick up the hair and I'm just going to go like snip and that'll be just fine. It'll be just fine, trust me. And then these here, I would go like that. I would come up to meet it. And then I would go down to meet it. Okay? And that would be it. And that's all I want to do for my hair. But then if you was doing a little girl's hair and stuff, you know, usually little girls, they come down, you know, you bring it down like this, okay? So I'm just going to kind of show you so you won't be so afraid to do it. You would comb it down and then you would section it off and you would start from the back and you would establish how long you wanted it to be. And then you would trim it, and then you would start bringing the hair towards it. When you get to that video or videos, you'll see them doing that, where they're bringing it down and they're making it even, so it's all even all the way around. Then they take the 2 front pieces and they make sure they match, and they match here. Now, I had my hair shorter before, but now that it's growing out, because I want it to grow out now, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm not gonna cut any more on it because I kind of want it to go long now. Okay, so then at that point, what I would do is I would blow dry it, and that's going to be just fine for me. That's not going to be too short, because once this dries, by the time this video is done and stuff, the whole video, you'll see that it's pretty well dried. And then what I'm going to do before I blow dry it is I'm going to put my faithful rose water. I don't use conditioner, I use rose water. I really like rose water. It keeps my hair soft because of the gray. The gray just makes it so dry, and it gets tangled, and if I comb it, then after half an hour it's tangled again. But the rose water just is great. Makes it soft and nice. Oh. Okay, I just remembered something that I wanted to so I'm backing up here to let you know about this hair thing. Okay, so now I'm going to blow dry it really quick, but I wanted to give you a little tip. Okay, you know how you can do a round brush? If you have a round brush and you pick up the hair. In this case, I'm not using a round brush. I'm just using a regular straight brush. So I'm going to put my hair dryer on. Okay, and I'm gonna and I'm going to take this here and see how I do like that, and I'm going to go like that. That is a lifter. That will help you lift your hair up and give it some height. And in my case, I could use that. Let's do those bangs so you can see how nice those bangs come out. Okay, you see? That's not too short, and that's not too long. And then if I was doing those, rounding them up like that, or if I was rounding, see how I take the hair brush in there and do that? And of course you can go at a slower speed too. But it's almost like you're going to grab your hair. And you're going to continue doing that all the way around. And then when you get here to the back, you're going to do the same thing. And that's what the beauty salons do. They are just pooping it up like that. Of course, they might even use a kind of a root. It's kind of like a spray. Well, it's like more like a foam, and you spray it in your hand, and that's a root lifter. You could do that too, but then that's chemicals. I've got some of that, but I only use that on special occasions, like a wedding, or we're going out somewhere and I want to look super nice. Yeah, that's right. Okay, you see, now look at this side here. See how nice I did with that, taking that hairbrush and doing that. And you can also do that with the curling iron, but the curling iron sometimes puts too much curl into the hair, and you just want to have that look like that. All right, and then the other side. Now, if you're into the Farrah Fawcett wings, then you would do your hair this way, and you would go that way, because the wings look like they're kind of coming back now. And you would do that all the way around. And then I take at the back of the hair, I lift my hair down, and I go that way. I go backwards. So that will make the hair be thicker. Now, if you guys got any extra tips, you know, make sure you put those on the comment, because, you know, people read this and they really want to learn how to save some money, because some of this stuff is really getting quite expensive now with all the increase in prices and stuff. Okay, so we're done with that now. Okay, so now I'm going to put this back, okay, and my hair is just super soft. It's so soft, and I like soft, and it smells like a little bit like roses, you know. Now, of course, the smell will probably fade away or whatever, but my hair remains soft until the next time I wash it. And for me, that is an absolute plus. And I'm not putting chemicals in my hair. I'm just putting plain old rose water, you know. So I mean, that's great. So let me put this back. Okay. You know, when you live in an RV, you really don't have a lot of space either. You really have to think about what you're gonna live with. And so this is pretty much what I mean. Like, it's a tight ship. Okay, all right. So now we're gonna move on to the eyebrows. So now when I do my eyebrows, I take a headband and I put those on. Put that on, the headband on. Now this is going to be kind of more difficult for me to, I'm going to explain it to you, and then I'll show you kind of what I do. So my eyebrows grow fast. They, like every week I have to trim them. My hair just grows really fast. Now, I say this because this is really, I mean, like, have you ever noticed that the eyebrows change? Every 10 years, around every 10 years, the eyebrow shapes change. So you need to be aware of that. I mean, you can look back on the internet and you can see all through the years how the eyebrows changed. Back in the 30s, they had their eyebrows really thin, like a pencil. Well, if you do that and you keep doing that and the eyebrows don't grow back, in 10 years the styles change and you're going to be stuck with the old style. So I found just to do the minimum with my eyebrows. I've never done no small pencil stuff. No, that just was not my thing. I mean, some of them in the 30s, if you looked at them, they were like a circle like that. And it was tiny. And I was like, oh my gosh, that made them look so old. So what I like to do, and now I have a little eyebrow comb. I don't use it though. I could today for you guys, just do like that. And I like to fluff them up like that. But I found that the easiest way and the fastest way for me to fluff them up is get my hair out of the way. And then I do this. And you see that? You see the hairs that are standing up like that? I go in and I just trim them down. I don't pluck them. I trim them down. Now, when I was like 15, yeah, I had to pluck eyebrows because I had lots of eyebrows. But as I've gotten older and through the 70s, 80s, I kind of had a little anxiety and I would pick at these. I don't pick at them anymore because you keep picking at your eyebrows and stuff and they won't grow back. So what I do to kind of correct that is I take a little darker eyeshadow and I just brush it a little bit, and that will make them dark enough for me. Now, if I had the ones in the middle, like these in here, then if I had a lot, then I would just go with the waxing. And I might have one or two here, but it's very rare that I have, my eyebrows are like permanently like that way. The only thing they change is they get very bushy. They look kind of like old men's eyebrows. So I have to get in there and trim those down because like they don't look too good. So I can use this, or I can use these scissors. It doesn't bother me. I just got to make sure that I can see it really good. So I like to use, and if I wet them a little bit, that will make them stand up even better. So that I get in there, and the ones that are like really sticking up, I would trim those down. Around my hair, like if I could just get it. Okay, let me just show you. So I just trim them down. And sometimes I have because my hair can get a little coarse because I'm older now. And so, and then see how that one right there is like that? Okay, so that one there, we don't want to look like we're going to fight Kung Fu, so we're going to trim that one down too. Okay, so if you brush them backwards like that, they stand up better. And then I'll do this side over here too. Now, if you look there really close, you'll see that I have two that are really quite long. So those gotta go. I hate that when people have their eyebrows so long and bushy and standing up like tree branches. I just want to get my scissors and do that for them. It's kind of hard when you're holding the mirror, but usually I just do it really quick. Okay, hold on just a second. And that's it. So, and then to do your eyebrows, if you was going to, you could use the tweezers or you could do the waxing, and I will show you that one too, okay? Now, another thing I wanted to tell you, and make sure I tell you this, is if you have a friend that knows how to cut hair, or you know someone that cuts hair, you can actually do some bartering with them. You can okay, I will do you this, I will do this for you, take your kids to school, or I will cook something for you, or I'll give you some fresh vegetables from my garden if you will cut my kids' hair, or if you cut my hair. But really, truly, I find that cutting their hair is fun. It's like I cut my grandkids' hair and I find it fun. It's like no big deal. And then one of my son-in-laws cuts his children's hair, and so it's really not hard. Clippers, it's just a matter of watching a couple of videos, and boy, you'd be surprised how good you'll get those clippers. I mean, we got lots of training with trimming hair and nails and doing all kinds of things because of the care home, because there was no enough money for that. I mean, the ones that didn't have family, there was not enough money, and so that was a way for them to have their hair always looking nice and neat, because when they walk out of the house, that's our calling card for the house right there. I mean, if they look awful and unkept, people don't want to put their children there, you know. So that was an important thing. My husband always cut the boys' hair, and I cut the girls around the house and stuff, and I did their nails and stuff. Even he got where he was good at nails, and they loved that, you know. They love to feel special, you know. And so all those things, and we did waxing for them too, because that was a great way to get rid of all that facial hair. And if anybody's got facial hair, it's me. I'm so tempted to do the laser, but you know what? That's a little bit out of my budget, because my only problem is I don't really have any leg hair anymore. My all these years of waxing my legs, it's just pretty much, that's it, gone. So, but I can tell you a time when I first did my first waxing was in Lebanon. Oh my gosh, I was like about maybe 4 months pregnant with my first child. I thought I was going to have the baby. Oh, Lord, it hurt. And that was with sugar. I mean, that was the first time I ever had any hair pulling thing. And it was rough. But then I got used to it because I liked it, because I didn't have to be shaving those legs. Because when you're shaving your legs, you know, the hair just comes back out. You're just shaving the top of the surface. It's going to come back out. I think one of the saddest things I see is these girls wanting to shave their face. Oh gosh, don't do that, because then you're going to have a full beard. And then it's going to be, you're going to have to be shaving twice a day, and oh, that's a lot of upkeep. No, you don't want to do that. If you're going to get rid of the facial hair, I think either laser or waxing is the best, or using the tweezers. For me, I find that waxing is just the quick and fast way to do it. So I'm going to go heat up the wax, and I'll be back. Okay, so here we are back with the waxing thing. So now I like to use Sally Hansen. I really do. But I don't know what happened to Sally Hansen, because Sally Hansen used to have a product that I absolutely loved. I mean, just loved it. And I have so much trouble finding it. So I was out of desperate. I got this kit. Yeah, I don't like this kit, to tell you the truth. I mean, I really do like the microwavable wax. So I keep all my stuff in here. I have like a little stick. And then any kind of like little forks and stuff like that that's plastic and stuff, I keep that just in case I might need it, because I use it. Okay? And then if I have like a little sample of lotion, I keep that because I might need that. Now, this is my favorite wax. And let me tell you why it's my favorite wax. Because this wax is a very inexpensive wax, and you can use it over and over and over. The first time I got my legs waxed in Brazil, I learned about the re-waxing of the recycling of the wax. Okay, so I walked in to the salon in Brazil, and I wanted to have a full body wax. Okay, so they have these pots, big pots, and they're like heating up the wax and stuff. And then on the other side, they're recycling the wax. They run it through a machine and they filter it through. Okay. Whatever, you know, I mean, I'm there, I'm in Brazil, and like, I'm going for it, you know, the bikini, the line, and everything. Okay, so you lay up on the table, and of course you don't have any clothes on, you lay up on the table, and they come out with a big wooden spoon. I mean, this is a wooden spoon like you would cook with, but a big wooden spoon, and they take a whole big wad of that wax. And it's warm, it's not hot, it's warm, and they take it like if they was dipping out ice cream out of an ice cream container. And they put it from your toe or your foot all the way up. I'm like, what? Oh my God, what have I done here? What have I got myself into? Get ready, because this is going to hurt. So she's, you know, trying to talk to me, and she's talking in Portuguese, and I'm only understanding a little bit. And she's tapping me on my left leg, and so I'm thinking, okay, so she's getting ready to put it on the other leg. Oh, Lord help me, am I going to be able to handle this? And she tells me, take a deep breath and let it out. And I'm like, okay. So she's still tapping the left leg, and so she reaches over and she grabs the bottom part of that wax on the foot, and she takes one rip, and the whole thing comes off.
Oh, that is the joke.
I didn't dare yell, but I wanted to. I was like, oh my gosh. And she continued, Now, she's so fast at this, so quick and so fast. I was out of there. I was done with a full body wax, like in 30 minutes. I was out. Probably less than 30 minutes, because I mean, they get all these girls waiting. And it's basically just take your clothes off, lay up on the bed, and they rub it on there, and then they rip it right off. They ain't waiting. Okay, well, this is a little different. We're not doing the full body wax today. I mean, I've done the full body wax at home, and let me tell you something. Do not drink when you do this, because you get messy. You start dropping wax on the floor, and then you're like, oh gosh, how am I going to get that off? Don't do that. Okay, so this is how it is. Okay, this is my favorite, and I can recycle this. Basically, I just reuse it. After I take it off my face, I put it back in the thing, I mash it back down, and I put the lid on it, and the next time I stick it in the microwave. In my case, you have to be careful. You want to do 1 minute and see how it looks. Then do another minute and see how it looks. You don't want it to be too hot. You don't, and you don't want it to catch on fire. Okay, so you want to, I only do 3 minutes, and mine's fine. So eventually, after a while, you have to replace the jar, because, you know, you get down to almost nothing for wax and stuff. So, all right, so I'm going to go and heat this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I did it for 3 minutes, okay? So I find that the 3 minutes, I know from experience. Let me see if you can see this now, okay? See how that moves like that, like water? That's too hot. Okay, I know that's too hot. So, what I usually do when it's too hot like that, I simply just take my little stick that I'm going to use, and if you didn't have a stick, you could use these little things like this, you know, tongue suppressor, whatever, you know. You could use one of these things if you had those. If you didn't have that, that's where I would use the little plastic spoon or fork, or even the back of a knife. So I would just take that and I would smear it on like that, okay? In this case, I have a little stick, and these little sticks, I think they work pretty great for, like, you know, if you wanted to you would take a little bit of the wax and you would go up here like this and put it. Now you want to be very careful where you put this wax. And you want to make sure that you have kind of like an old towel down, because you're inexperienced right now. So you want to just like make sure that your area, and you want to wear something old. That's what I've got today. Just a sports bra or old shirt that's got a couple holes in it. Big deal. So if it gets, I can use it for something else. Okay, so then you would want, once you put the wax on, you want to kind of put your hand over this way, so that you don't, if you drop it, it's going to drop in your hand, not on your clothes or your sink. And then you're going to just put it, you know, run it through where you want that hair to come off. Okay, that's what you would do. Some people like to take a little bit of wax and put it on the top too. And then some people like to do the wax in here, okay? In my case, I don't need that with my eyebrows anymore, okay? But I do need it with these here. These here are like cat whiskers. I could be in competition with those cats outside. I'm not kidding, because, man, this hair grows out really a lot, and it grows pretty fast. But my main ones that are really stubborn, and I usually have to go over them sometimes as much as 3 times, is these here. They're like tree trunks. They don't want to come out. They're tough. I even sometimes, they might grow the opposite way, so I have to maybe do it with a tweezer. But I try to get, you know, it, and so when you do it, when I spread it like that, okay, I'm just going to wait and tap it. Okay, and then I'm going to take and I'm going to gather it with my fingers. Some people like to use a little cloth, and that comes in the kit. I don't like to use that stuff. You know, to me it's like a waste. So I don't use it. Okay, but I would put it, like, spread it on, and then I would pick it up with my fingers here, get the tail end, get like a little ridge that I can grab, and then I rip it backwards. If I go this way, then I rip it that way. Whichever way you go down, if you go down like that, then you want to rip the opposite way, and that's going to pull it right out of the roots. And I would say if you're a beginner at this, you're going to probably see anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks before it grows back. In my case, in the summer, the hair grows faster, so I'm probably going to see maybe a week before I have to kind of touch it up again. In the winter, it's going to be slower, so I might get as much as 2 to 3 weeks. Now, every time you do this at the salon, it's anywhere from 15, well, it starts out like 10 for a little bit, like here maybe. But if you do this whole area here, you're looking at about $20, $25. Depends on which salon you're going to. So I'm saving myself a lot of money right there, okay? So now, getting back to this, since this is a little too hot, I'm going to take and I'm going to work around the edges and try to get up a little bit more of that wax that's kind of on the side there. It's already cooling down. It cools down pretty fast. So, and then if you're kind of scared, like, oh, is it going to burn me? It's not going to burn you unless you have it like watery like it was when I first brought it out. It'll be okay. In this, like in this here, that's the way I usually put it on, like when it's like that. And you can kind of hold it up if you're kind of scared, okay? So in this case, I'm going to get the ones that are kind of straight, and that's the ones here. They kind of like 1 or 2 comes underneath the chin. See, I let that get a little too cold. Okay, now that's better. That's the way I like to put it on, like that. See that? Oh yeah, you don't. Okay, so then I do like that. And then I pick up that back like that. See how I pick it up like that? Now, you're a beginner, so you're going to take a deep breath. Let it out and rip it. And it comes right off. That's how easy it is. Then you want to be careful because it's still warm, so you want to be careful where you put it, because wherever you put it, it could stick and not come off. Okay, so then you're going to do the same thing now. Let's do the same thing here. Okay, so now we got it up here. Okay. And I'm going to go with this area. I try not to get too close to that. I think I have another little skin cancer, so I'm trying to stay away from that because I don't want to irritate that worse. Okay. Then up in here. Now, when it comes to man and your husband, and he wants his little nose hairs to get rid of, you're going to just take a little dot in there, get it like where it's, and stick it in his nose about this far, like not too far up, okay? And then you're going to let that dry. And once that dries, you can take like a Q-tip, okay? Put a little wax on there, let that dry, stick it up in there, get the Q-tip, put it in there, let it dry, and you're just going to tell her to take a deep breath. Take a couple of deep breaths so they can really relax. And when he lets it out, you rip it off. He's going to yell. And you're going to laugh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we're going to do this. Okay, so now, here we go. So now this here to me is a little tender, okay? That's always been a little tender for me. You want to hold the skin good. Okay? Then you put it down. Same thing over here. You're going to go the opposite. Okay. Then you're going to take your mirror and you're going to check to see if you left any strays. So I have some strays right in here. I have some strays. Then up in here, these look good. Now I got to get the tree trunks. Boy, those things are tough. And you know, when you do the waxing, your skin's so smooth. You don't have no stubs like the 5 o'clock hour beard, you know. You don't. And that's what makes it really nice. Okay, so I'm going to go one more time with this, but I'm going to try not to get close to that skin cancer. Okay, so that's that. Now my wax is getting kind of cool, so I want to hurry this up because I don't want it to. And after you've done this wax for so many years, the hair just kind of like doesn't grow back anymore. I have no leg hair. And the wax is getting kind of cold now at this point. Okay, all right. Okay, so there we go. So now let that cool off. I'll go ahead and pull this up here. And that's it. And here's another little back there. And now we're ready. You see how that came off so quick? Okay, now go back. Now if there's any loose wax that you see that dried already, you want to take this warm wax and press it. Press it and it'll lift the old wax off of your face. And that's how you do it. And that's all you do. And then at that point, you could just let your stick dry because you'll reuse it again. Okay. Then you put your wax that you just finished with. You're going to put that back in your little container. And you're going to put your lid back on it until the next time. So what I did with my girls, they had their own little, each one had their own little container and they had their name on it. So that way it was only their wax. And that's what you can do, you know, in your house if you have like, you know, a couple people and stuff. Now, this is what came in the all over body. You know, I just don't like this stuff. It's kind of like, it's just like it's really sticky. And I just found that I do better with the microwavable wax by Sally Hansen. I really like that. And then I usually do this at night because that'll give my face overnight to kind of like calm down, because you see it's going to be a little red and stuff. Okay, so then she has a little bit of finishing gel or finishing oil. So I put a little bit of that right where I waxed it. And it's not going to calm it down, but it's going to help it a little bit. But so you don't want to do this and go to the grocery store, because then they look like, oh, she's looking, oh, what happened to her, you know? So that's why I like to do it at night. It's much more calmed down in the morning. By the time you get up, you look okay. You're back to normal. Okay, so I keep that. Now, if you didn't have the oil, then you could use like a little bit of lotion and just let it go like that. And so that's how easy it is to wax your face. And you are going to be saving a lot of money, because like I said, this year would cost me $20. If I did my eyebrows, probably about $15. They got it sectioned off, but each one of these little things costs money, each section. The armpits, I have no armpit hair because I've done those so much that it doesn't grow anymore. But that's probably about $25 right there to do the armpits. And they're very easy. You're just going to lift them up the same way. You make sure that it's dry, it's not moist or wet. Lift it up. You can actually even put a little tiny bit of baby powder if you're having trouble picking up the hair. And then you're going to just put the whole thing. You're going to move this out of the way and put the whole thing and wait a few seconds, pat it and rip it up, okay? And then check to make sure you got it. Now, it's going to hurt at first, but you know what? It won't come back for a while, you know, which is good. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video so we can get ready for the next thing. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is nails. Do you know you can do your own nails and you can save so much money? If I want to go to the salon now to do my nails, at the salon, she's going to probably come around $70, because by the time I do my fingernails and I do pedicure and manicure, you know, and I get out of there, and you know, the first thing they're going to do, they offer you all these different kind of treatments and stuff, and that just brings the money up more and more. Well, I found that I could actually do my own nails. Now, I have a little bit of eyesight issue. Oh, you can see that little skin cancer there? Yeah. Anyway, so you can do this yourself. I'm going to just soak your feet, you know, and you can rub them together. You could put some petals in there. You could put all kinds of like a bath salt if you wanted. You can get very creative with what you put in your water. And then once your feet have soaked a while, you know, like say 15-20 minutes, and you're watching some movie or whatever, then at that point I dry them off and I bring my feet out, because I have mobility issues because of the CPPD. So I have to be careful, you know, that I don't trigger something with the bone problem, right? So once my feet are like, you know, warmed up and stuff, and my nails are warmed up, I find that it's a lot easier to trim my nails. So I just trim my nails and I cut them straight across because that's what the podiatrist recommend. It's just straight across like that for your toenails and stuff. Okay, so I trim those and I don't try not to keep them, don't. I like mine short, but I shouldn't do them that short, but I like them short because I have one toe that's a hammer toe from the bicycle. I getting up early in the morning and I accidentally hit the dresser at the hotel, and that did it for me. I broke that toe, that second toe. And so because I was on the bike, it didn't lay down, and so now it wants to kind of like sit like that. And so what's happening is I'm walking and building a callus up here, and it like really is hard. So I have to really work on that toe, but I can do that myself. I don't like going to the nail salon. The one thing I don't like about the nail salon, I hate that grade thing that they try to put. I don't want that on my feet. I just don't. And then I worry about how clean is the tub that you're putting your feet in, because you're like, yeah. I know in Texas they make them sign that it's that when they're getting into it that it's clean as a boo. You don't know how clean it is. You don't know what they really did there. And then I always worry about that they're not paying attention and they might nick me. I had one that snipped me and with her clippers, and my toe bled, and she didn't even say she was sorry. I was very upset over that, and I said no more nail salon. That's it for me. So that's why I kind of like want, and plus I could save so much money. So I soak my feet and come out and I trim them just straight across, okay? And then I don't file them because they don't recommend, to file your nails. They really don't. But I want to show you that, when you get into the nails, the fancy nails and stuff like that with women nowadays, they want their nails really long and stuff. Some of these girls can't have their nails really long because they bite their fingernails and stuff. And, and so it's kind of sad that they can't have really nice nails. I know how you feel, girls, because I bit my nails for 33 years. I was a nail biter, and I bit my nails so bad that they would actually hurt. They really hurt. I couldn't stand to touch them because it was so sore and hurt because I bit them down so low. Now I don't bite them, but I do like them short because I work a lot. I do a lot of, my dishes and things like that, and I do a lot of adventures and stuff. So I can't do long nails. I don't like long nails because, really and truly, in the care home business, you couldn't have long nails because when you're cleaning people and you accidentally have a glove that might break or something, and you have long nails and stuff, you don't want no long nails with gloves and stuff. So I like my nails shorter like this, and when I was cooking, doing for weddings and stuff, I like them shorter because I could wear the gloves because I always like to wear gloves. So for me, that was the way I did my nails. I don't like nail polish because I don't want chemicals on my body if I can avoid it, okay? So, but getting back to the nail biting, I did that for 33 years, and I really wanted to have nice nails, and I wanted to quit biting my nails, but I just couldn't seem to cut that habit. So I got into artificial nails. And so what I would do with the artificial nails, and recently my little granddaughter, I was telling her about this because she likes to do nails. Let me see if I can set this camera down a little bit here so I can relax a little bit more, okay, and show you how I did this. So when you're doing the artificial nails and you get your artificial nails, here's a little secret that I found that really kept my nails on for a long time, those fake nails. So your nails are like this, okay? So you want to take your file and you want to file the whole top of the nail lightly so that you rough it up. And then when you go to put your fake nail on, you put your super glue on here and you get the right size nail. You want to make sure you check all your nails first before you go to put the super glue on. Make sure that it's going to look good, and you're only going to have to cut a little bit of the nail down. So now at this point, you've roughed up the nail, you put your nail on, you put a little super glue on, and you put that nail on, you hold it like that until it seals. Maybe like 2 minutes. Okay, and so you hold it, and then when you feel like, okay, it's on there, then at that point, you want to cut it and I use the nail clippers to cut it at the length I want it. Then I filed it to the shape I wanted it, and then I put the polish on it so it didn't look fake. It looked like my real fingernails. And I wore those fake nails for 3.5 years, and guess what? I quit biting my nails. So no more nail biting for me. That was the hardest habit to quit, was biting those nails. And it worked. And I tell everybody, if you want to quit biting your nails, that's what worked for me. Maybe it worked for you. Try it and see. But you want to make sure that you do rough up the nail a little bit, like just file it lightly on top so it's rough, so that makes that super glue get with the nail and adheres it really good, and it'll stay on for a while. Now, if I put those nails on, I didn't have a nail come off for at least a week. If I wore gloves, they would stay on longer. And if I didn't put a bunch of lotion on my hands, they stayed on longer. So that's what I'm telling you worked for me. So that's going to save you a lot of money if you want to have long nails and you bite your nails right there.
That's a very pretty point.
And the other thing is, you can go on the internet and you can see how to do your own manicure and your own pedicure and save you at least $70, because by the time you get out there with a manicure and a pedicure, it's probably actually more than that when you add the tip and stuff. But for me, if I did that on a special occasion, I'm coming out about $70. So that's my little tip on how to do your nails to save you some money. You guys, I've enjoyed this video today. I was so excited about teaching you guys how to wax, because I love to wax. I think wax really is great for like removing the hair. So if you guys enjoyed this video today, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I've had a fun day with you guys. Bye now.